MINDst drums, brand new drum plugin. This came out about 2 or 3 weeks ago. MINDst drums, the same people that did Beat Scholar, Modalics. 10 gigs for the 16-bit sample quality, and then there's a 24-bit version that is around 26 gigs, I believe. 3 toms, 1 snare. You got 2 primary crashes. We got a stack over here. That's the same crash. We got a splash, and we have 2 rides. And that ride is crashable. There's a flat ride over here, nice and pingy. Both of these rides are great. This is a great kit for pop rock, funk, and just general usage. I mean, you could do metal with this. There's a ton of presets on here that you can do, and you can play with that have their metal presets, rock, funk. I know the kit was custom made for this drummer, and I will put up his picture and name here. Another crash over here. I love that kind of crash. It's really white, noisy, kind of, not a lot of overtones. If I can hold my stick here. One of the cool things I like about this is that they recorded reactive samples for the snare. And what I mean by that is they recorded normal samples when you're just sampling. But they also recorded samples of a reactionary hit, like what the drum sounds like when it's being struck right after another hit. So it's kind of a sort of more organic, reactionary type sound when the drum is already vibrating. I think it's a cool touch of realism. No choking on E-drums, at least on my TD17, my Roland kit. Roland's use poly aftertouch, and unless you have a converter, which I'm working on right now as a Reaper script, but unless you have that, chokes are not going to work if you're playing those E-drums. Now, if you are programming these or you're a keyboard drummer, you've got right-hand samples, left-hand samples. Let's check out some of the overview of this plugin. There is a sort of remote control on the left here. Go to snare, 3 zones for the snare head. Really cool. Now, I will say that if you are using this with E-drums and you're using positional snares, like with Roland and whatnot, I know Roland uses CC data to determine where you are in relation to the center, to the edge of the snare head. This right here it's actually a separate MIDI note. So if you would like to use that with your kit and have positional sensing, you would probably want to configure some kind of CC to MIDI note converter situation in your DAW. You can tell here that you can select which part of the head you want those hits to go to. You got 3 zones here. You can actually split your rim shot and your center of the snare sample by velocity, which I think is really cool. It's got a built-in subsynth, really cool option here. If you're listening to this on speakers, that will allow you to hear those sub frequencies. Yeah, very cool. It gives you a lot of bottom end. You can adjust the attack, hold, decay, release of that as well. If you're using MIDI from other applications like this, there's the conversions right here. Everything for the TD50 setting worked for me pretty well, except for the hi-hat, which I had to adjust a bit. I used MIDI CC instead of the V drums or the fixed. I went over to hi-hat CC and then changed that to 4. And then alternate hands, if you're using this with a programmed MIDI environment, if you change that to alternate hands, it will actually change the feel to right and left hand samples. Okay, so let's check out some presets. This one is called Adventure. In Your Face. It's definitely an in-your-face preset. MINDst Natural. Mixer preset, funky section, tight stick. Mixer preset, hip hop section, crush. JJ play one. Very industrial. Jazzy, fluffy drums. Mixer preset, metal, section 2510. Bleed the Way.